Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And hello to you all. How the blue demons from the planet Zrinkle are you all today? Did you have a good evening yesterday? Did you sleep well last night? Did you have a fantastic breakfast? The sort of breakfast that makes you dance like this? Well, hopefully no. I hope that your breakfast was good, but I hope that nothing ever makes you want to dance like that. Good God, that was horrible. Okay, scrub that from your memories. Just pretend that you never saw that. Right, let's think of something else. Something that can help us get back to a healthy, healing place. Now that's better. Okay, now, where were we? Here, in the studio. Correct. Good. And what were we doing? Well, who can remember? Yes, that's right. We were learning about the past continuous tense, weren't we? Yes. Good. Then let's get stuck in to the past continuous again. Okay, so yesterday, the last thing we looked at was the form of the past continuous, wasn't it? We looked at the fact that we make the past continuous by taking a subject, I, you, Alfredo, then picking the correct form of the past simple form of the verb to be. We have to choose between was and were. If the subject is I or the third person singular, then we use was. If the subject is not I or the third person singular, then we use were. Great. Now, after we've decided which correct form we need, was or were, then we add a verb with ing on the end of it. Now, all this means that it's very similar to the present continuous, isn't it? Yes. And so, that means we have to be careful with spelling. Just as we have to be careful with spelling when we're using the present continuous. So, that means that if the verb ends in an E, we have to remove the E before we add the ing. Good. What else? Well, if the verb ends in a vowel plus consonant, then we have to remember to double the last letter before we add ing. Okay. Anything else? Well, yes. If the verb ends in two consonants, then we don't double the last letter before adding ing. We also don't double the last letter if the verb ends in two vowels and a consonant. And if the verb ends in Y or W, then we also don't double the last letter before adding ing. Okay, great. So let's practice a few sentences. Look at the sentences below and put the verb in brackets into the past continuous. As usual, we're going to do the first one together. So, are you ready? Number 1. Last night, Alfredo and Mary's kids were at home. They doodle-doo watch a film on TV. All right. So, what do we have to do to turn the verb watch into the past continuous? Well, we have to use the past simple form of the verb to be. But which one? There are two. Do we use was or do we use were? Well, the Benchfield kids are they, and the form for the verb to be, for the past simple, for the subject they, is were. They were. Good. Now, what about the next part? Well, does the verb to watch end in an E? No. Okay. Does the verb to watch end with a vowel and a consonant? No. Okay. Does the verb to watch end with two consonants? Yes. The verb to watch ends in CH, and both C and H are consonants. So what does this tell us? That's right. This tells us that we don't have to double anything. All we have to do is add ing to make the ing form of the verb to watch. All right. So what's the whole sentence? They were watching a film on TV. Brilliant. And now, let's put the whole of the sentence together, shall we? Last night, Alfredo and Mary's kids were at home. They were watching a film on TV. Fantastic. Okay, have a go at the others. Number 2. When the bomb exploded, I listened to the news on the radio. Number 3. What you do when the phone rang. Number 4. Yesterday morning, I run by the Danube when I met Chief Mangasutu Buthelezi. Number 5. How did he break his toe? Well, he play football, and he missed the ball. He kicked the goalpost. Number 6. What you do last night at 11:30. I play Twister with my brother-in-law. Number 7. We decided to stop driving and find a hotel because it get dark. Number 8. There was a horrible smell. The roof was on fire and the windows were black. Obviously, Ferry cook. Great. Well now, how did you like those? Well, let's check them together and see how you got on. Okay, let's have a look at number 2. What did you make of that one? Well, the subject is I, so we know that we need to say I was. And the verb is the verb to listen. And what happens when we want to add ing to the end of the verb to listen? Well, nothing happens. I know that I told you that if the verb ends in vowel plus consonant, then we double the last letter before we add ing. But listen belongs to another group. This group is longer words. Words with 2 syllables or more. Now, first things first, who remembers what a syllable is? That's right, a syllable is a sound in a word. My name, Gavin, has got 2 syllables, ga and vin. Chief Mangasutu Buthelezi's name has got, hang on, let me think, 9. His name has got 9 syllables. Gavin. Chief Mangasutu Buthelezi. Great. So yes, those are syllables. Okay, we first met the idea of syllables when we were learning about comparative and superlative adjectives, didn't we? Anyway, the group that listen belongs to is a group of verbs with 2 or more syllables, where the last part of the word is not stressed. Now, here's a question for you all. What's stress? Who knows what stress is? Now, I'm sure that you all know one meaning of the word stress. It's connected to things being stressful. If something is stressful, it causes mental stress. Okay, but what is stress? Well, stress is pressure. Stress is strain. Stress is your boss telling you to finish the work in 3 minutes' time. Okay, so we know that sort of stress. Too much work, too much traffic, too many kids, not enough money, no time to relax, etc., etc. Okay, that's the sort of stress we can help with a holiday or some magnesium. But when we're talking about language, then stress means something different. Stress in language is a synonym for emphasis. Stress in a language tells us where to put the emphasis on a word so that we can pronounce it correctly. Now, think about Hungarian for a moment. Hungarian is a very easy language when we're talking about stress, because in Hungarian, the stress falls on the first syllable, always. If someone shows you a Hungarian word, you know where the stress will fall, on the first syllables. Okay, this means that we know how to pronounce the name Gábor, for example. It's Gábor, not Gabor. We know that Székesfehérvár is pronounced as Székesfehérvár, and it's not pronounced as Székesfehérvár or Székesfehérvár or Székesfehérvár or Székesfehérvár. So, in Hungarian, this part is very simple. We always know where the stress in a word is. We always know that the stress on a word is on the first syllable. Okay, good. But in other languages, the situation is different. In other languages, including in English, the stress on a word falls on different syllables. Think about the word photograph, for example. There, the stress is on the first syllable, just like in Hungarian. But when we look at the word for the person who took the photograph, then the stress moves. A photographer took a photograph. So, as you can see, in English, the stress on a word is not always in the same place. Okay, now, where was I? Yes, listen. Listen is a word which belongs to a different group. Listen ends in vowel plus consonant, but that's not important. What is important is that it has two syllables and the stress is not at the end of the word. Because of this, when we add ing to the end of the verb to listen, we don't double the last letter. The same thing is true of verbs like visit and remember. Visit has got two syllables, but again, the stress is on the first part of the word, not the last part. So when we add ing to visit, it changes to visiting, not visiting. Remember has got three syllables, but again, the stress is not at the end of the word, but in the middle. Remember. Because of this, when we add ing to remember, it changes to remembering, not remembering. All right. And all of this means that in the second question, when we make the past continuous form of the verb to listen, we don't double the last letter before we add ing. Okay, in that case, what's the sentence? When the bomb exploded, I was listening to the news on the radio. Great. The subject is I, so we know that the correct form of the verb to be in the past simple tense is was. And we add ing to the end of the verb to listen with no need to double the last letter, and so we get the correct sentence. When the bomb exploded, I was listening to the news on the radio. All right, and now, oh, crab sticks, we're out of time. Well, in that case, now I'll let you all go off and get a coffee or something. Yes, we'll have to complete the rest of the sentences tomorrow, when we'll have another 15 minutes of English. So, until then, relax, enjoy yourselves, and if you can't live without some more English, then you know where to go, don't you? Get onto the internet and rush along to www.m5tv.hu. Run through some of our old lessons. Check out the vocabulary. It's there for you to use. So, use it. Right then, thanks for watching. Have fun, relax, and I'll see you all next time. See you later. Bye.